beck.com/tour, and you can find all the details. All right, so yesterday I was talking to Stephen Moore on my radio program, and he gave me a statistic about U.S. borrowing that you are not going to believe. Stephen Moore is here. He is the senior economic writer from Wall Street Journal, and also Stuart Varney from the Fox Business Network, who I had on today, and I wanted to get these two brains together to be able to talk to you. Let me start with you, Stephen. You gave me the stat yesterday that we have borrowed more in the last few months than we have, what was it, in the last 30 years?
Yeah, we borrowed more money in the last 6 months than we did in the previous 30 years. And I just want to clarify what I mean there. That includes, Glenn, the bailout bills we've done for the banks and the auto companies and the insurance companies. That also includes the budget that we just passed with the $2 trillion deficit. It also includes the stimulus plan, and it includes what a lot of people aren't aware of, and I know my friend Stuart Varney is, the Federal Reserve has been borrowing money. It's been buying up, Glenn, a lot of these toxic mortgage assets that are now sitting on the government's balance sheet. You add all that up, it's an amazing statistic. More borrowing in 6 months than in the previous 30 years.
So, Stuart, we talked on the radio program today that that Angela Merkel, the Chancellor of Germany, she comes out and she's talking about the Federal Reserve. She's talking about these central banks, and she says we've got to stop all of this spending globally. This isn't going to end well.
Yes, she did say that.
What does she mean by that?
Well, all over the world, these stimulus packages, governments are spending like crazy. This administration, the Obama administration, is pursuing vigorously political goals in healthcare, energy, and education, using your money and driving America into its biggest debt ever, 4 times the size of any previous record deficit this year. Mm-hmm. That puts us, in my opinion, in grave financial peril. That is the problem. The amount of money that we are borrowing, and as Stephen said, the amount of money that the Fed is printing. This is a simultaneous operation which puts us, I think, in grave financial peril going forward.
Okay.
Glenn, one of the things
either of you guys... Hang on just a second,
okay, sure,
I'm sorry. But neither of you guys are nut jobs. Both of you guys are serious individuals. I'm the nut job in between you two, quite honestly. I'm the guy who doesn't know anything about economics. But Stephen, you remember 2 years ago we sat at dinner and you said, yes, these things could happen, Glenn, but the government wouldn't be crazy. Stuart,
right.
I had this conversation with you on the radio today,
Yep.
and you said that we're not going to go into hyperinflation. You hope that we wouldn't go into hyperinflation because you think they'd make the right decisions.
Yes.
Stephen... and Stuart, what gives you faith that the politicians will actually do the right thing?
Real fast, Glenn, if I may say so. Next week, I think you're going to see the fall of the British government. The victim, not of the expense account scandal, but victims of because Prime Minister Brown emptied the Treasury. The government will fall. American politicians are going to look at that.
Wait.
If we want to be re-elected in 2010, we should not be driving the country into bankruptcy. We better rein in this spending. I think Congress will do it for us.
Yeah, I think that same thing is happening.
The government will fall.
In Britain? I'm sorry, I didn't hear your question, Glenn. But look, there's going to be a vote of no confidence, in all probability, in the British Parliament. Prime Minister Gordon Brown's government will fall. It will be replaced. When American politicians see that, because they've emptied their treasury, I think it will have a profound effect on our ability, the politicians, to rein in our spending.
Stephen Moore, we're going to come back with your response in just a second. Stand by.